right back, though.
Year and to accomplish what we want to accomplish.
We're trying to build the championship freaking football team right now.
Papa, I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Well. What do we have here?
Good stuff. That's what we got here.
We got the good stuff. Oh, I gotta fix this real quick. I wonder if this will show up on the YouTube. Yeah, I gotta adjust the. It's not the same height. I gotta move this around here. Oh boy, that's gonna be something I have to fix it later. I got my OCDs hitting me. I didn't see that before we hit record. I can see that it's off, and I hate it. I despise that. Oh well, life is hard like that. Welcome to episode 13 of Fans of the Weiss. If you're curious, if you're on YouTube, you've already seen some stupid stuff, but you're probably wondering, man, why is my background look like that? Well, I moved, and now my green screen's gone, and the room it's in shambles. So that's just kind of what it is. Fred over there is, I believe you're in your basement still, eh?
Yeah, this will be the new spot for the podcast for me. Still don't have the background completely set up yet, so I might paint that wall with the color that I used to have upstairs. I think I still have some paint left that's good for that. So,
do you want to paint just like a Bills mural behind you?
Well, I got all the other stuff that hang up on the wall. So,
that's fair. Okay.
So for now, I just have Dion hanging out behind me.
Yeah, Dion's filling in well though.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. Shout out West Herd Toyota for letting me have him. Bought a car from him, and they gave me that. So, it's a win-win. A quick shout out to the World Cup that's going on. The U.S. finally got back after 8 years, and they went to a draw with Wales in their first match. I don't know. I watched a little bit of it. The ref seemed kind of one-sided in my opinion, but I don't know soccer that much. But U.S. got a lot of yellow cards, and there was a Wales guy who literally ran up to a U.S. guy and just lowered his shoulder into him and knocked him over, and there was not a yellow card. So I don't know. That seemed pretty blatant to me, but whatever. Nice little draw there. Spain beat somebody 7-0 today. That's absolute insanity. Rest in peace, whoever they beat. There's a matchup. I think that's tomorrow. And I just saw a little bit of a meme about it, and it's just the lineups. one team has this is their lineup. Their goalie is Huang, and then two of their other players are also named Huang, and then the other two are Sun and Zhang. And then you have the other team where their goalie's name is Kim, and all four other players' names are also Kim.
Oh.
So good luck, announcers.
Yeah.
Have fun with that one. Kim with a pass of Kim, and Kim with the save. Oh my God, Kim with the okay. There goes Kim. Kim. It'd be pretty easy. I mean, they could just sit back and be like, "Oh, yep, there's Kim. Yep, there's Kim. Oh, that's the wrong Kim." No, they're all Kim. It doesn't matter. They're gonna be really shook when they start doing substitutions. Unless the whole team, maybe they did that on purpose. Maybe the whole team's names are just Kims.
It could be.
Maybe they're just lazy and they don't want to like learn everyone's name, so they just got a team full of Kims.
Yeah, it's always possible.
You know, probably not, but it's fun. We're having fun.
There you go.
So I guess really quickly then is our unofficial sponsor for this episode, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the unofficial sponsor of this episode is going to be Thanksgiving food. Just in general, you know, the whole entire spread. But we have to break it down a little bit. Durf, your favorite Thanksgiving food is?
Stuffing.
The stuffing. Okay. Do you just do like the classic stovetop, or do you got a little recipe?
I've done both. I think my mother-in-law actually does a stuffing recipe where she incorporates some mashed potatoes in it and sausage.
Oh yeah, got it. You have to have sausage. Is such an underrated aspect of stuffing. You have to have the sausage in there. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Yeah, we do that. That's our main thing with stuffing. I feel like it's always an answer that kind of shocks some people. I don't know why, because a lot of other people say that their most hated thing, the thing that shouldn't even be on the table, is my favorite thing.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Green bean casserole.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's so good.
That is a very good one.
You have to do it right. I've had some bad green bean casseroles where it kind of just tastes like green bean like pudding or something. It's gross. Like, you have to do it right, but if you do it right, it is absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then I guess last but not least, where's your stance on cranberry sauce?
I don't eat it.
Okay.
So.
Wow. So we're on the same page there. Good. That's good to know. It's awful. In my opinion, that's the thing that shouldn't exist. I don't know why people eat it. Like especially if you eat it like the stuff out of the can, you're a different breed. Like, right? I'm like scared of you.
The gelatinous can that comes out of it.
Yeah, and it like has a little like ring. It has like the metal can shape, the ridges. Yeah, like what are you doing with your life? Like the wife started doing like she likes it. And she started doing a recipe where like it's cranberry and orange, like you put orange peels in it, like zest in it and stuff.
Yeah.
And she loves it. Everyone else loves it, but I just don't get the flavor. I don't understand how people can eat that. I don't know. So it's almost like a toothpaste thing. Like you just want to spit it out. Like, dude, like brush your teeth with it. It's like I don't know. Right. I don't get it. I don't get it, folks. If you like cranberry sauce, you can let us know at Durf and Dylan on Twitter. And any other social media platform that you use. Mainly, we just use Twitter, though. YouTube is where the things are posted, and then podcasting platforms where the podcast is. Kind of makes sense, right? There you go. Mm-hmm. All right, you want to talk about some football?
Sure, let's do this.
All right, football's fun. So to recap Week 11, we'll go back and see what happened last week. I didn't watch any football except for a little bit of the Monday night game because I was moving all weekend. Zero time for football. I tried to squeeze a little bit in. Like I tried to watch like what was going on in the Bills game every once in a while, just like on ESPN's Gamecast, but I honestly have no idea what happened. The Seahawks had a bye week, so I didn't have to worry about that. So let me know what happened in the Browns at the Bills game.
Well, let's see. The Bills barely made it out of Orchard Park Saturday afternoon for the game. After a lot of snow had fallen.
77 inches total?
77 inches. I think it was up to like on Saturday, and it was still snowing Saturday night.
So we probably eclipsed maybe 80 inches total, like somewhere.
I think I saw Orchard Park was like 81 inches.
81
So
inches
a
of
little
snow.
shorter of 7 feet. So,
Jeez.
but the Bills, as much as their week was crazy and they started out sluggish in the game, they were able to kind of get control of the game for the most part. About halfway through and kind of put the Browns in a position where they couldn't do what they wanted to do because they had let a lead grow too quickly. So, but yeah, so the Bills did end up winning 31-23. Browns did try to make a comeback late in the game. Almost had an onside kick that almost would have allowed them to have that chance to take it down the field and go for two. But the Bills were smart enough on special teams to push the ball out of bounds when Gabe Davis couldn't recover it because of the way it bounced on the turf.
Because Gabe Davis ain't got no hands.
Right, apparently not.
Get him off the hands team. The man ain't got no hands.
So, yeah, Bills get the win. Real quick here, my three matchups that I was keeping an eye on for this game was the Bills' run defense versus Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Question, would the Bills be able to, stop Chubb and make the Browns lean more on the passing game? I think the Bills were a little over-prepared for that beginning of the game because of the Browns being able to score with Amari Cooper right off the bat on the opening drive. But and then in the totality of the game, the Bills really did actually a pretty good job of slowing down Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in general. It didn't matter who was out there. I thought it was interesting that the Browns tend to do a 2 series with Chubb and then 1 series with Hunt kind of rotation. Just find it really interesting that that's how they break down their reps, not who's doing better,
Yeah, I mean,
this time.
Nick Chubb, because he's on most of my fantasy teams like every year, they love to do that shit. Like Nick Chubb could have like 5 carries for 80 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Hunt's still coming in the game for like another carry or a couple passes or something. It annoys the absolute living piss out of me, fantasy wise. But yeah. So yeah, I think overall that was a win for the Bills. Second point here was Josh Allen making more precise throws. I think overall, he did a pretty decent job with that. I'm trying to remember the game. I feel like so much has gone on since then. Can you explain to me what happened on that touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs and why, what in God's was he tripped? Because I watched that and my initial reaction just by watching it was like, why was that such a hard? Why did he make that look so hard? It's almost like he was trying to because the camera wasn't on Diggs yet. And it's just like, oh, he's going to try and sneak this one in there. This is going to be a weird throw. And then it's like, oh, no, wait, he's just wide open by 10 yards. What the hell happened?
Right. Yeah. So, leading up to the touchdown catch for Diggs, being his first catch of the game, there was a little frustration, I think, with Diggs. And, the CBS crew was very enthusiastic to show the conversation between Diggs and McDermott. And I think it was really just Diggs was like, he knew the team could do better and he wanted, to be given the opportunity to help them do better. And McDermott's like, it's going to be fine. Things are going to work out. We'll get you the ball when we need to get you the ball. And I think that's just, that's a good coach in McDermott being able to, be understanding, but talk to your players and be like, no, this is what we're doing. Like everything's gonna be fine. Like don't worry about it. And so Diggs was super wide open. Browns, I think they forgot about him. They kind of said, "Oh, Diggs is running past us, so he's gonna be out behind the end zone, so he won't be in play." But no, he was very wide open. And Josh Allen was kind of on the move a little bit there when he threw the ball. Normally, you don't see Josh Allen fall like that after throwing a crossbody-ish throw. So
I feel like it was only crossbody because he was falling. Like
probably
like it was just the most bizarre sequence of events that like he's tripping while throwing, makes the throw look so hard, and then like Diggs is just wide open for some reason. Like what just happened on this play? A lot went on.
I mean, Allen's just kind of doing his thing, and he just had to, tuck the ball and just take a little roly poly onto the ground there, and just show everyone that he's still flexible and no problem there.
Yeah, my elbow's fine. Watch this.
So, yeah, I thought overall he was Josh Allen did better passer things in the game. As far as I know, there was no interception.
No interceptions
by Josh Allen, so that's good to see. Bills did get a second half touchdown finally. Woo! So that was nice to see that since week 6 was the last time that happened. So and then the third thing on matchups to watch here was the run game for the Bills. And what will be the running back combination on offense. And let me tell you what, it was a great running back combination.
They finally got it
for
done.
The Bills this past weekend. You wouldn't have seen that anywhere close to that if they had been in Orchard Park on Sunday. And I think being in Detroit very much helped them. So we'll see how much see how much Detroit uses the game footage in their own stadium to prepare for the Bills, because both Singletary and James Cook had over 80 yards. Oh, excuse me.
They both actually had exactly 86, which is quite fun.
Yeah. And then, I throw Josh Allen's couple scampers here and there. And, the Bills ended up with over 177 total rushing yards as a team. So there was some pretty efficient run game there. Singletary was able to get into the end zone in the second half. It was good to see. It was good. It was a good run game. And, it was something that you think that you thought maybe the other teams had flip flopped as to what they were trying to do. Because the Bills just ran the ball and did that for the most part, and only passed when they really needed to, it seemed like. And I think that's being able to manage the game better. So yeah. Let's see other points here. I obviously talked about it a little bit here already, but the snow. Ironically, on Tuesday I was saying up to 2 feet of snow before the game on Sunday, and Mother Nature said, "Hold my beer," and dumped a whopping 77 inches from Thursday to Saturday morning, and then another 4 or 5 inches Saturday night. So. Yeah, there was a lot of people complaining that, the Bills shouldn't be going to Detroit. The Bills need to play in Orchard Park. The fans will make it there. No, they wouldn't have.
There would have been bodies in the street.
Yes. And the roads were still bad on Monday and Tuesday when, I'm at work and I work for a pretty big size grocery company. Working in their logistics department, and I have drivers telling me that they can't. We're monitoring streets all weekend and highways all weekend, and what are the restrictions, and what street can they get down? How can they get to the store this way? And you're constantly trying to keep up with news and and throughway authorities and try not to get pulled over by the state police and doing all this fun stuff. And there was no way they could have held the game at Orchard Park. There's no way you could have got the staff there on time. There's no way you could have got the stadium cleaned out. There's no way you could have got the parking lots cleaned out for anything, let alone the houses that house, I don't know, almost seems like half of the fans that go to the game in these backyards. There's no way they would have been able to move that much snow in a day. So, I absolutely 100% believe that the Bills did the right thing by moving the game to Detroit. Anyone that doesn't think so, bring it. So
yeah, I mean, there comes a point when safety is a concern. Like if there was going to be 2 feet of snow, play in
you
that.
probably could have worked
you can
through
figure
it.
that out. But when it drops 77, 80 inches,
Mm-hmm.
there comes a point where you just go, yeah, this is not going to happen.
Right. So, yeah. Luckily, the Bills don't play at home again for a few weeks, so they've got some time to clean everything up.
Just get a bunch of heat lamps in there and walk around and just melt the snow.
And then last thing here, will the Bills receivers do their job? I think they kind of did.
The stats suggest they did.
Yeah, I thought Gabe Davis had an iffy day again. Diggs was just like foaming at the mouth for anything he could get.
Yeah, I mean, Diggs was 4 for 48 in the touchdown with 5 targets.
Yep.
Gabe Davis 5 catches, 68 yards, and he had 7 targets. Big shout out to Dawson Knox, 7 catches on 7 targets for 70 yards. 7-7-7.
Yeah. Yeah, the Browns were giving up that short, shallow route, out route, to Dawson Knox, and Josh Allen. Much as he wanted to go deep, take a little dump off pass, get 6, 7, 8 yards, boom, there we go. Now they run up the middle with Devin Singletary, James Cook. Oh, there we go. We got 4 more yards, first down. So
good to see Josh taking those more check downy kind of passes instead of always trying to get something that every pass needs to be 10 plus yards. Not true, Josh. There's other people open down below.
Yeah, the Bills are better off doing the dink and dunk for a little bit because that opens up the long pass for sure.
Right, which kind of seems like what happened. They used Dawson down low. They had an efficient run game, so Diggs and Gabe were open downfield more often for easier completions, showing that there wasn't as many incompletions with their targets. I mean, there was only 1 target that was incomplete to Diggs and only 2 to Gabe. So I mean, it obviously proved that this was a more efficient game overall because of the short passing game and the more efficient run game. It's almost like they need a more balanced offense. Wow, it's like we haven't been saying that for the past 5 weeks.
Right? Crazy how things change. And then favorite bet here, I went under 43.5. Did not hit one bit.
I mean, I thought it was a good bet.
I thought I was close when the Bills were up 31-16, and I was like, or it was 31-10 or something, and I was like, oh, there's a chance I might hit on this, and then the Bills just kind of let the Browns play catch up real quick, and
very preventative.
It was very unfortunate. There was a couple of defensive pass interferences that I thought were a little questionable. I thought the refs were picking on the rookie a little bit, but is what it is.
Is what it is.
So
I mean, they still got the win, so
they got the win. The Bills were able to, figure it out during the game, which I feel like is something that we've seen early on this season. So hopefully this means better things to come for the Bills.
So they're tied. They're kind of in the same position that the Seahawks are, where they're tied for first with the record, Both 7-3 for the Bills and the Dolphins, but the Dolphins hold the tiebreaker. So they're technically in first. Same thing with the Seahawks, 6-4 with the Niners, but the Niners hold the tiebreaker, so they are in first. Kind of funny how that works.
Right.
Kind of funny. Yeah. Any other things from the game? Any other takeaways from Week 11? Because I got absolutely nothing.
Let's see here. The Lions looked very feisty. I think they're playing mostly banged up. I think a slightly banged up Giants team, but also the Giants are a team that can look good against really bad teams. So I'm not saying the Lions are a good team, but I think the Giants might have been thinking they were good. They were better than what they actually are, and maybe played down a little bit to the Lions. And the Lions said, "Ha, watch this," and got up at 24-6, I think.
Yeah.
At one point.
I mean, the Lions fired their secondary coach, and then they started playing very well in the secondary after they did that. Right. And they caused 2 interceptions off of Daniel Jones, who was only 27 of 44 with 1 touchdown. He still threw for 341, but I mean, they shut down. They did what the Seahawks did. They shut down Saquon, 15 carries, 22 yards. But their leading receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson, 9 catches, 100 yards in that game. He's out for the season now with his torn ACL. So yeah, the Giants are down bad, but the Lions seem like they got something going. They got 3 wins in a row now. Defense is playing much better, and the offense, I feel like the offense is doing okay. A lot of Jamal Williams, obviously, in this offense right now. A lot. Right. And the Bills will be seeing the Lions here momentarily in another, what do you say, 16-ish hours? Something like not even that much, probably. Yeah. Maybe 16?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, we have
about 16 exactly.
Some Thanksgiving Day. Oh, is it really about 16 exactly? Wow, that was a good guess. Good for me. Some Bills-Lions football at 12:30 on Thanksgiving. That'll be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
But just to break up the the nuance of everything, you don't want to do Bills. I mean, come on, guys.
No, do that. I can hear a little bit of the other team.
Yeah, I guess. Coming off a bye week, we have the Seahawks on Sunday playing the Raiders at Lumen Field. That's Seattle's stadium, in case nobody knew. I hate that name so much. I was so
used
pissed.
To be the Clink.
The C-Link was so awesome, bro. I was so mad when they changed the name. Like, what is Lumen? That's such a stupid name. Ugh, money ruins everything. So the lowly Raiders, who are coming off a win against Russell Wilson and the Broncos, because Russell Wilson and the Broncos are down bad right now, like so bad. Did you know Russell Wilson's only thrown 7 touchdown passes this season?
Wow.
7.
Oh, I think I did know that because there was the whole thing about like
the bathroom thing.
The bathroom thing. Like, will Russ throw more than
it's my favorite thing,
and he still hasn't got there yet.
He has 12 bathrooms in his house.
Yeah.
Okay, first question is why? And it's funny because Russell, I don't know if it was a meme. I don't think it was a meme. It was like a real interview. Russell Wilson's doing this thing where like he's trying to limit all the things that waste time in his life. Mm-hmm. And one of those things, like one of the top 3 things that waste time in your life is going to the bathroom. So he's actually doing something where he's trying to make it so he only has to poop once a week.
Oh.
Like he's like getting his body to the point where he only poops on Wednesdays.
Well then.
Yeah. That's a thing that's happening. So then we go back to it. Then why do you have 12 bathrooms in your house if you're only pooping once a week?
One for you rotate by week, maybe.
Yeah, you gotta break them all in. Make sure the pipes don't freeze up. So you gotta like go around and use them every once in a while. Yeah, just a little bit of making fun of Russ here to take off the Seahawks segment here. Because the Raiders beat them in overtime. The Raiders are also a team that are down bad this season at 3-7. I thought they would win the division. That is obviously not the truth, and I blame Josh McDaniels solely for this reason. And they have many, many injuries that also attribute to this problem. So the Seahawks don't have to worry about Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, a lot of different pieces on that offense, along with some missing pieces on the defense. The Seahawks should have a pretty nice matchup here coming off of their bye week. But as 3.5-point favorites, we do have to look at my first matchup, or my first point here is the Seahawks versus the bye week. Historically, they come off the bye week pretty well. They don't usually have too bad of a problem with a lag, but they just came back from Germany. They took a tough loss to a team that I still think was worse than them. It was a tough loss. They almost came back and won at the end, but the run defense was in shambles for I think for the first time this season. My goodness, the passing game, our defense was bad, but they really haven't gotten run over in many of these games by a running back. Rachaad White ran over them. So I know that was a key point over the bye week that they must have been practicing and watching a lot of film on, which also kind of leads into the second point that I'll get to here in 2 seconds. But yeah, just a lot to sit and think about with coming back from Germany and going over all that film. So it's just are they going to come out lagging? Are they going to come out slow? Or are they going to come out mad, pissed off, and try and drop 50 on a Raiders team that you probably could drop 50 on?
They probably could, yeah.
The Raiders are not a good football team. As much as you might not want to believe it, the Raiders are bad. They lost to the Jeff Saturday-led Colts. They lost to the Jaguars. They got shut out by the Saints. Their only wins are against the Broncos, the Texans, and if I'm not mistaken, the other Broncos game. They swept the Broncos. So the Broncos, and the Texans. It's not exactly amazing teams that they've beaten. So yeah, that second point, the run defense. The run defense got absolutely obliterated by Rachaad White and somewhat Leonard Fournette against the Buccaneers. I don't know why. I really don't know what happened, because the run defense has been pretty solid. We shut down Saquon Barkley for 4 quarters, but Rachaad White tore us apart. I feel like it wasn't a skill thing from Rachaad White. I just feel like assignments were missed.
Right.
Head wasn't in the game. We were trying to maybe do too much pass rushing and get to Brady. I don't know what the problem was. It was a big issue. So I would like to think they're going to revert back to whatever they did when they played the Giants to try and stop Josh Jacobs. That's what I expect to happen, because they're just going to say, hey, whatever we tried doing against Tampa, we're not doing that again.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
It did not work at all. So I'd like to think they can get it figured out. We'll have to just wait and see. In my third matchup here, has to kind of play with the secondary and mainly just going up against Davante Adams. And, I've said it before about, going up against DeAndre Hopkins. They, for the most part, shut down DeAndre Hopkins. I'd like to see them do that again with Davante Adams. But more importantly, the main thing here is I'm going to be watching Trey Brown finally come back from his injury, and I am so goddamn excited. No one else in the NFL knows who Trey Brown is other than Seahawks fans. But he was our rookie last year, and when he finally got a chance to start, because he didn't start right away, he had to work his way in. But once he was in there, my God, this dude, for one, he knows how to tackle. He is a great closer, and he just gets up on you and makes perfect tackles. He's great. In the nickel position, he's great inside against slot receivers. Amazing corner. So he's finally coming back from his nasty injury from last year. So now he gets to pair up with Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen were playing amazing. Michael Jackson. It's a 95% healthy secondary finally. That's already been playing great, because obviously Jamal Adams is still out for the season. But yeah, I just want to see them dominate. Shut down Davante Adams and just absolutely obliterate this game. Shut them out like the Saints did, 24-0. I would love to see that. We can do that, I think. I like to think.
I like it.
Some of the other point I kind of already brought up, Seahawks are second in the division now. They had a very good bye week just because of how other things played out, like with the Denver losing and other things like that. But they do fall to second in the division with the tiebreaker at 6-4 because the Niners are. I know the Cardinals are a bad football team right now, but the 49ers pooped on them.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, the 49ers beat the crap out of the Cardinals. I want to see them kind of keep that going and play better teams than the Cardinals and see if they can still, poop on teams because they have the talent to do it.
Yeah, I think they got a shot.
They are a team that is built to dominate the 49ers. I think the 49ers are probably the favorites in the NFC right now. I think the Eagles are starting to show some problems. I know they're still 9-1, but the fact that you lose to who did they even lose to? I forgot.
The Commanders.
Ah, yes, the Commanders.
What a glorious Monday night game.
They lose to Taylor Heineke and the Commanders, and then they have a 1-point win over the Jeff Saturday-led Colts.
Uh-huh.
It's concerning. And the 49ers are out here. Christian McCaffrey's getting rolling. He's getting an understanding of the offense. Deebo Samuel looks electric. George Kittle's out there, obviously always amazing. I think they're the most dangerous team in the NFC by far. So
right.
All right. So my favorite bet is Geno Smith over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's thrown 2 or more in 8 out of 10 games this season. So he should pretty easily do that against a piss-poor Raiders defense.
Love it.
Yep. And the other 2 where he didn't throw more than 2, he threw 0. So
there is that.
So
it's 2 or bust.
It's 2 or nothing, yeah. So, yep. All right. And then we head to Thanksgiving Day football. We have the Bills and Lions, and then we also have the Giants at the Cowboys, and then we have the Patriots and Vikings. Who did this?
Oh.
Like, there's a lot of good matchups in Week 12. You have the Bengals at the Titans. You do have the Chargers at the Cardinals. Could have been okay. Rams at Chiefs. I'm surprised Rams and Chiefs didn't make it into a primetime slot. Before the season, just looking at that, I'm shocked that didn't make it into a slot. Saints at 49ers, I think, is better. Packers, Eagles already primetime. Saints, Steelers, and Colts, though, is Monday night. My God, that's disgusting. But I thought Patriots Vikings was a weird matchup. But yeah, we got the Bills at the Lions.
Bills and Lions get to kick off Thursday. Thursday football, Thanksgiving football, all the fun that everyone has by. Normally, this is the time. This is the game where it is the most depressing because it's the Lions and families are making their Thanksgiving dinner during the game and don't pay attention too much. But this is not the game to sleep on. This is going to be the game that alters family dinners because families are not going to know what to do when the Bills come into Detroit again, and just I'm hoping put a shellacking on the Lions. But
I think they put a shellacking on the Lions. Is that where your heart's at right now?
It is a little bit.
All right. Okay.
So my 3 matchups to watch here for this game, that is already only tomorrow or Thursday.
We are recording Wednesday this week.
We are recording
weird.
Wednesday this week. Yeah, it was. We're a little off this week, so it's all good. First thing is the Bills' run defense versus Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams had 3 touchdowns last week for the Lions against the Giants, which I'm not surprised by, but it could be a concern going forward. Can he repeat it? I don't know.
That's hard to maintain.
It is
3 rushing touchdowns. That's a lot. That's a lot to maintain.
Even just getting like 1 or 2, I think could be hard depending on who the Lions are playing. But the Bills' run defense was able to step up pretty well last weekend against the Browns with 2 very good running backs. And the question is, with Tremaine Edmonds and Gregory Rousseau already being declared out for the game tomorrow, does it limit the Bills' ability to stop the run this week, or can the Bills overcome it again like they did last week? I think they can overcome it. I think Leslie Frazier can come up with the right schemes for this Bills defense to, I think, potentially put a lot on Jared Goff. I think they can take the running game away from the Lions for the most part, and I think it'll get to a point where I'm hoping it's going to get to a point where the Bills can say, okay, go ahead and run on us, but we're already up by 3 touchdowns, so what does it matter? So that's my feeling. Second matchup here to watch is Singletary and company running on this Lions defense. Seems like the Lions can't quite always stop a running back all the time. I think where the Bills have the rotation of running backs, I think it's going to make it a little difficult for the Lions to be able to stop that as well. So it'll be interesting to see how much of a run game the Bills can create. Last week they were very balanced, and I thought it helped the game tremendously for them. And we'll see where that goes. Last point the matchup to watch is Bills being prepared for this game. I think as much as you look at the run defense or the running efficiency for the offense, the Bills have had a pretty hectic past 7 days.
Did they stay in Detroit this week or no?
They did not.
Okay. I heard there was rumors of that, but
no, they got on a plane right after the game Sunday night and left for Detroit today. So they were home Monday, Tuesday, back on a plane Wednesday for the game tomorrow. So, yeah, it's a very short week, and hopefully the veteran players can recover enough for the game. You hope this isn't a game where the Bills can be caught off guard because of everything that's happening. I think we saw a little bit of that early on in the game for the Bills versus the Browns, but then the Bills made the adjustments they needed to, and get their head right and get the job done. So, I think things were still very hectic when the Bills got home from Detroit, but they should be able to be able to be prepared with no issues. All right, other points to keep an eye on. Please give me more Stephon Diggs.
5 targets is not enough for that man.
He is him, and yeah, they gotta find a way to get him open, get him more involved. I think in this offense because he just does things that are just like they put you in awe. Like his route running is phenomenal. His ability to run but yet stop and make the defenders just not know where to go and then gain another 5 yards because he plows a defender over. Just give me more. I love it. That is, I think, a great Buffalo Bills attitude to have, and I'm so glad the Bills got him a few years ago.
Got to get him a ring, man. Don't piss him off.
Got to give him a ring, yeah.
Get him a ring.
Yep, got to get it done. And then last other point here, will Nyheim Hines ever run the ball for the Bills on offense? He was out there quite a bit last week.
Will he catch a ball even? God, they ain't doing nothing.
If Allen would stop overthrowing him a little bit,
guess he's not used to throwing to guys that are 5'2".
I mean, there was a couple passes to Hines where, I think we saw it in the Jets game. I think it was where he overthrew Hines, and Hines laid out for it and just missed it by a few inches. I think Allen's got to get the mental adjustment that it's not Zach Moss out there, it's Nyheim Hines now. It's the same number. So, as much as Hines has been in the offense, and the Bills have used him for the punting and kicking returns, will he ever run the ball on the offense? I don't know. Maybe we can get his first run this week.
That'd be exciting.
Right?
Over under rushing attempts for Nyheim Hines, 2.5. I'll take the under.
Take the under.
Unless someone gets hurt.
right? Even then, I think Duke Johnson would come out there.
Oh, true. We had the Duke. The Duke. My favorite guy.
Oh, so
He should be in the
favorite
play.
bet.
He should be like in the play. You know what they need to make? They need to make a Hall of Fame where like they're only like the fans, like the fan favorite Hall of Fame. Like, and I guarantee Duke Johnson would make it in there.
Right.
I don't know why, but people love Duke, and I agree. Like, I just love him for some reason. I don't know what the reason is. The Duke.
I mean, I think he's been in the league forever.
Kind of feels like that, yeah.
So last thing here is favorite bet. I'm going to take the over on 54.5. It seems like a lot of points. It is a lot of points, but I feel like this just has explosion by the Bills written all over it. And if not the Bills, we're talking shootout here.
54.5 is a lot of points, but I do agree. The Lions have been putting up a lot of points as of late. The Bills have the ability to obviously put up a lot of points, especially on a Lions defense that gives up a lot of points usually. Mm-hmm. It does have high scoring game written all over it, I would agree.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite bet is?
What's that?
Josh Allen will be getting a lot of rushing yards, and he will be the leading rusher for the Bills. Because I just looked in the last 3 games for the Lions. Mm-hmm. The quarterback was the leading rusher for the Giants, Bears, and Packers. Yes, you heard that right. Aaron Rodgers is the leading rusher in that game.
Wow.
So it seems like they do a pretty good job of stopping running backs, but they don't know what to do when the quarterback starts scrambling. So I think that's a hole that the Bills need to exploit.
Probably.
Like, even if it's not designed runs by Josh, just let him know, like, hey man, if you see a hole, like, you can probably take it.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to look out for. I just saw that's a fun little trend that I just noticed.
Nice.
So that'd be my favorite bet for the Bills game. I'm gonna look out for that. Bring that one back for next week's episode. See if we were right or not. I'm gonna throw this one in here. I'm actually so I don't forget. Josh Allen, leading rusher / over whatever yards, because I don't know what the over is for him. Not gonna go look it up right now. Yeah, Thanksgiving football is always fun.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna feel good to lead off the day tomorrow. Gonna cook some food because we're staying local. We're not gonna, no family's coming here. We're not going to see family. It's just gonna be a nice chill time in the new house.
Nice.
And we're just gonna wake up and we're gonna be making mac and cheese, green bean casserole, some stuffing.
Nice.
And then we decided we're not even making a turkey. We're just doing a nice roasted chicken.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think last point here, and we'll bring it back. We'll bring it back from our unofficial sponsor. Most overrated Thanksgiving food for me. It's the turkey. I think I don't know. It's so hard to make a good one. Like, it takes so much prep.
Right.
Like, when you take into account that you're basically prepping the turkey a damn near a week in advance. It's you got to move it to the fridge, and it's now you got to take it out a day early, and then you got to now we're buttering it up, and we got to get under the skin, and it's the prep that goes into making a turkey and then cooking it for 6 fucking hours.
Right.
The end result is I've never had a turkey where I'm like, wow, this was worth the week effort I put into it. That's just me.
Yeah.
So what's your most overrated Thanksgiving food?
Overrated.
It's kind of tough. It's a toughie.
It is a toughie. It is very much a toughie, yeah.
Because they're all pretty good. Usually.
I feel like the one thing that always I find slightly weird is when someone does a steamed vegetable bowl.
Oh no.
And I'm I get it, but no.
No, don't do that. Don't bring that shit to my Thanksgiving table.
Let me do my corn. Let me do my potatoes. Let me do my stuffing. Let me do my turkey. Let me get me my dinner roll, and let me smother it all in gravy.
Because there's like so many. Like if you do steamed vegetables,
Oh,
usually
and my green bean casserole.
yeah, exactly. Like if you do steamed vegetables, sometimes there's like green beans in it. It's like I already got my green bean
Right.
casserole.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna give me broccoli, give me like some kind of like crispy broccoli. Put it in the oven or something. Do that. Don't get like steamed vegetables
Right.
are just gross in general, or at least overrated. I guess you could say. I don't think they're gross. Like I've eaten them before.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
in a pinch, it's a good way, quick way to make up a dish or something. But like, yeah, no, that ain't it. That is not it. Oh, I think that'll do it for this episode of Fans of the Week. What do you think?
I think so.
You know, we'll let people go enjoy their Thanksgiving. This episode will be available on Thanksgiving. You know, if you're not too busy watching football, you could always just click play on this and get your opinion on get our opinion on everything. And hope everyone has a blessed holiday. You know, Thanksgiving is a good time. Eat some food, watch some football, have some fun. You know,
be thankful.
So this has been Fans of the Week, episode 13, brought to you by your hosts,
Durf
and Dylan. Go Hawks.
Go Bills.